What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Killer Instinct here, bringing you another game of Call of Cthulhu. This game is getting trippy. The last episode we watched, somebody get Francis Sanders get like destroyed by some kind of thing. But here we go. Pierce woke up in the asylum, installed the cellars of the Riverside Institute. He met Dr. Colden, a uh, female friend of Bradley, who helped him to escape. Oh, excuse me. Oh. To escape, wandering through the corridors of this place where Dr. Fuller reigns supreme. Pierce was able to talk to a man called Francis Sanders before dying in full view of the detective. He accused Sarah Hawkins of being the cause of his torments. Pierce finally left the accursed building, accompanied by Bradley and Colden. The companions in misfortune decide to use Hawkins' mansion as a hideout. Oh, what the? Hi. Octopus?
Who goes there?
Oh, I could just stop it in the middle of it. I have what? How many points do I got available? 4. Let's go ahead and put 2 into that. Finish that up. Can't do those. Wow, I got that at 3. Nice. And then we'll save the rest. No, hang on. Okay, so now that's level 3.
That nightmare again. I need a drink.
Hey, it's daytime.
That man is toying with their lives.
Who knows what he could...
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
I heard you talking earlier.
Why am I not surprised?
I get the impression you two don't get along.
Intrusive and not very clever. Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand.
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
It seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr.
Oh.
Hawkins...
That's what
Same
he would
thing.
have you.
I have a...
You with...
I'd remember...
Why would...
That's
It seems hard...
It looked like it wasn't highlighted.
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
The rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital and called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel?
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
Ah, I can't do that because I don't have enough medical. Boo.
Dr. Fuller seems to be leaving a trail of corpses. Not to mention those strange machines, chains, and tools of all kind.
Yes. I've been telling you that Fuller uses his patients as guinea pigs.
What I saw was more akin to torture than medicine.
Do you even hear what you're saying? Dr. Fuller is highly respected.
It's the truth, Ethan. And I'll prove it to you. I'm listening, Mr. Pierce.
I found a file bearing Sarah Hawkins' name in the Institute's basement.
It makes sense. A powerful family like the Hawkins had the means to hide such a disgrace.
But everyone knows the Fullers have been taking care of the Hawkins for at least a generation. And all were aware of Mrs. Hawkins' fragility.
Perhaps, but no one would allow a psychiatric internment.
From what I read in the file, Fuller used her as a subject of his experiments.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins, subjects of Dr. Fuller. Why those two?
Given the energy he pours into Riverside, I presume it was Fuller's creation.
His father's, to be correct. He was a surgeon on board the Scylla. He founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the Hawkins family before he died and his son Thomas Fuller took over.
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way. Captain Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Powerful families dominating everything.
Yes, and as you could tell, Dr. Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
He wouldn't be happy if he knew we were snooping around.
I know the risks. I don't fear him. Do you wish to know anything else?
I saw people in hoods. They had stolen Mrs. Hawkins' paintings.
Who are you talking about? Why would they do such a thing?
I don't know, but they were a threat. They've taken over the caves under the mansion. They were performing some kind of ritual. One of the entryways was under Charles Hawkins' office.
We suspect Mr. Hawkins of being involved.
My patients believe the old islanders used to worship primitive sea gods. Could they be the focus of the cult?
Am I hearing this right?
So you think me gullible?
No, not at all.
What else did you uncover, Mr. Pierce?
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
I didn't see what, but something was there, with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
You're right. Without a plausible explanation for what I saw, let's not jump to conclusions.
That seems wise indeed.
Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
Nice. Okay, so apparently now we have a different thing. I wonder if I can go... Wait, yeah, this was all blocked off, and... This door was open. Oh, leave. No, no, no. Anything new in here? That's creepy. Nothing there. There we go. Much better. This doesn't have a timer on it. Can I still light you? No. Ooh. Alright, fine. Let's leave. Oh, okay. That was chapter 5. Okay, chapter 6. Sanders' residence. Pierce, Colden, and Bradley decide to team up to solve the Sarah Hawkins case. They have a new trial to follow Francis Sanders, an art collector and a friend of the painter who died right in front of Pierce. The detective goes to his house in order to speak to his widow about the shambler that the unfortunate man mentioned before his death. So I know it says died. It doesn't sound right though. That was the weakest freaking knock ever.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here. You know each other.
Our paths crossed, briefly. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me.
I don't trust Kat. I don't trust her at all.
May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
He died screaming right before my eyes. Yeah, no. I was no longer there when it happened. That's a lie. You're taking it quite well. He died screaming. Jesus, I really want to go with this one just to see her reaction, but no. I think we'll just do... I feel like this is the right answer, but this also might lead to more lucrative questions, although this might make her hate me, so I think
What
we'll go with
happened to
this.
your husband is terrible, Mrs. Sanders. But from what I saw, it was inevitable. The man I met yesterday had lost his reason.
Why am I looking
He
that way?
suffers no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course. Thank you for your kind words. Nobody in that hospital would have deigned to speak them to me. However, it will require more than that to soothe my mind. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes?
How do you know that?
Did you not do anything to help him?
share your grief, but I had nothing to do with it. The true culprit is Fuller. Really? It wasn't me who sent him there. Yeah, that one's gonna make her hate me. This one points the blame at Fuller, making her doubt the Institute, probably. Eloquence, but I had nothing to do with it. This denies all of it, but also leads to more questions as to what he means by he had nothing to do with it. See, this one's definitely the wrong choice, is I don't want her to hate me. I need some more answers. This one here could be lucrative, but I think I'm just going to go with the eloquence. Because we've been playing
Mrs. Sanders,
this entire time,
I understand your grief, and I extend my deepest condolences to you. But I had nothing to do with the death of your husband. I've just arrived on Darkwater. I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins family.
The death of the Hawkins family? You mean it was not an accident? This accursed island knows only tragedy after tragedy. You too would be advised to flee it like the plague. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Wow, that was kind of mean. I really want to ask this question, but I guarantee I'll only get one answer. So, how do you know Sarah Hawkins? See, this one might actually open up to another one. This one will probably end it. This one would probably end it. I really want to know what Kat's doing here, but that's none of my business. We need to come here and figure out what the heck we came here to find out. That's the dimensional shambler. But let's ask
How
about
did you
Sarah.
come to meet Sarah Hawkins?
We were the wealthiest and most influential families on Darkwater. Of course we would know each other. And when Charles returned from Europe with his sweet little artist, she and her sinister paintings were destined to catch my husband's eye. He bought many of her works over the last 5 years. They adorn his macabre gallery.
Oh, sweet. So we
May I ask you what Miss Baker is doing here? How do you know her?
My business with Miss Baker is private,
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Mr. Pierce.
But you do know what kind of business Miss Baker is in, don't you?
I am no fool. Please believe that much, at least.
Okay, that's what I figured she'd say.
I deduce that your husband already mentioned this dimensional shambler.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
Ooh, he said
It is
don't
my
look
only
at it.
lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
He said
Then
don't
you
look
have
at it,
paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery
Yeah.
again. But if you're so eager to see it, I would urge you to make the most of your visit. Because I count on ridding myself of that thing as soon as I can.
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
though. Okay, the dude Fuller said do not look at the shambler. So, opening up this painting, or looking at this
The day
painting
the
to do
shambler
something.
came into the Sanders' lives.
What the shit is this? Why would you buy this? This is creepy as hell. What is wrong with you? I agree with her. Whoa, okay. I'm just gonna do some deductive work right here, right now. Hello? Thank you.
Frances Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even?
No, I can't go out there. Okay. It's just in this room.
Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the shambler, "Finally." Why
Finally.
did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
Because it freaking... Whoa.
He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom?
Okay. This thing... The hell is wrong with this painting?
She first refused to sell the painting. How did that make her feel? Was she jealous of Sarah Hawkins?
Did he just spell jealous wrong? Oh god. Yeah.
The Shambler. I need to see it.
No! You don't need to see it. There's no! Hey, book. Yay, more medicine. It's what? 9 o'clock? Is that thing broken? I think that thing's broken. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna snoop around your house. No, I don't feel like going in there just yet. Cool. See, that's cool. Oh?
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Ooh. What? Okay, this is interesting.
Irene, I made a mistake.
Hi.
I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids each time I shut my eyes. I can't take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
That accursed gallery. Those accursed paintings. That accursed Sarah.
Interesting. Whoa. Okay. I'm sorry. What was that? That painting just had a crack down it. No, 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 no. No bueno. It's a freaking creepy ass house, though. Is this the gallery? As I don't want to go in the gallery just yet. Oh, hi.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
Got a verified painting for a buyer.
Another painting by Sarah Hawkins. One connected to the horrors I've discovered on this island.
What a surprise. I'm listening.
Do I trust her, though?
There's more than that, Miss Baker.
So people have been talking behind my back. I was almost beginning to like you, Mr. Pierce. But it stays cat for you.
You knew the Sanders?
Irene is a friend of mine.
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network and a means of transport to the mainland.
Makes
a choice
sense.
that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
Definitely more pleasant on the eyes.
Not now, sweetheart. I'd like to read this without some snoop looking over my shoulder.
I wonder what would have happened if I would have told her. Should you read the book? Read the book. Okay. Alright. Oh. Whoa. Okay. Okay. That's the gallery, I guarantee it. That was creepy. Man.
A strange Amerindian pendant. An old diary.
Volume spends more time in River Woods? Whatever. Community. His wife expresses her worries about the strange dreams that have revered her congregation. Oh, or Reverend's congregation are having since their arrival on the island. Some members of the community, her husband included, began to speak of their visions as a messenger sent by the gods. She is scared they will suffer the same fate as the lost tribe. Huh. Jesus, how many more occult things did I just get? Damn, man, I'm moving up on the occult. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Strength. Bust it open. Yeah. Ooh, key. Oh, I don't wanna. Okay, can't go in there. Okay, can't go in there. I doubt I'm gonna go in this way either. Worth a try. Can I move this thing? No. This leaves, right? Yeah. Okay, I've postponed this long enough. What the heck are those? Oh, this house is creepy. Just need to burn this whole house. Why is it dark all of a sudden? It was just daytime. I suppose it's still kinda daytime out there. Kinda.
Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
Go take a hike, Detective. Go take a hike, Detective. Go take a hike, Detective.
Oh god. Okay. No bueno. No bueno. No bueno. No bueno. Oh my god. Why is there hiding places in here? What the shit? Yeah, that's it right over there. Guarantee you there's gonna be something that pops up that I'm gonna have to run from. That's why there's this. Oh, this place is freaky. I'm learning the layout of this area before. Oh, sweet torch. Before I actually start up this quest. Ooh, that's cool. See, now that's cool. It's like a grimoire or something. Oh, grimoire's a book. A tablet. It's like a tablet. Like the freaking. That's cool. That's all you got to say about that, huh? It's just.
The man transforms an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
I don't want to go over to that. Because I know something freaky's gonna happen. Can I leave this area?
The public entrance to the gallery.
Oh, I don't wanna. I don't wanna. Oh, why would you ever want to do this? No, put it back up, please. Thank you. Okay, here we go. What is wrong with you? Yep. Knew it. Knew it. What the f... That's not okay. He doesn't have eyeballs.
What the hell was that?
I don't know. Can I do more in my strength? Something tells me I'm gonna need it. Oh shit. Oh no. Well. Ow. Okay, running wasn't the freaking right choice. Okay.
What the hell was that?
I don't know. No, that's not the right answer. Oh, it's right. Well, I'm dead. I remember now. If you look at him, that's how he finds you. Gotcha. Okay, so the best way to do it is you go off of by sound.
What the hell was that? Did it hear that?
Yep. Love the change in music. It's awesome. Really? It saw me? That's what the change in music was. Ote. Ah, I died. Kill me. Yeah. There we go. I'm assuming I gotta grab a knife. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
What the hell was that?
Choking on like air or something. I'm assuming I have to freaking grab a knife and shank the painting.
What the hell was that? This dagger looks different.
That was difficult to do.
What's the matter with you?
Yikes.
You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
Sanders was right. This painting is cursed.
What are you talking about?
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
You knew. You knew about the beast.
What are you talking about? Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand, even if it was to save my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I've still got things to settle with Irene.
Woo! Alright, guys, thank you very much for joining me. If you guys did enjoy this, go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe. That was freaky. Holy crap. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next episode.